Here we go. Question number 2 coming up, and this is it. And if you are ready, ladies, it's for you. It's worth $150. Ladies, we know that you all have model husbands. Oh, okay. That's what it says on my card here. We all know that you have model husbands, but how would you answer this? Which bothers you more? Some of the things he says to you, or some of the things he fails to say to you? Oh, there's a bone of contention in there. We know that you all have model husbands, but how would you answer this? Which bothers you more? Some of the things he says to you, or some of the things he fails to say to you? Okay, girls, that's the problem. Go away, and we'll find out how you feel about it in a moment. But Tom, we'll start with you. What will Gene say? What bothers her more?
I think that Jeannie will say some of the things that I fail to say.
Mm-hmm.
That will bother him.
Yes. Like,
with this answer probably being one of them.
Yes. What are some of the things that you fail to say?
You'll have to ask her.
Oh.
If I haven't said them, I don't know what they are.
If you knew, you'd say them, right?
That's right.
Okay, let's bring it on.
I'm getting a headache.
Jeannie, what are you going to do now? What bothers you more? Some of the things that Tom says, or some of the things that he fails to say?
Some of the things he says.
No! Oh, you know what? She went, you started to say fails to say, and then you changed your mind.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have changed your mind. You were right the first time. What does he fail? What does he say? I mean, what are some of those things that bother you?
I can't repeat them here.
Oh, you can't repeat them here. Oh, okay. Well, almost had you there. Sometimes you surprise them and they'll say it. Font, what about Bernadette? What would she say to this?
Well, Bert, I think Bernadette is a sensitive artist. And being so sensitive, I think that she's offended more by some of the things that I say.
Yes.
So I think she'll say.
You mean, for instance, discussing her work, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe I might say, I think you could have done this, and she's a perfectionist, and she really does not appreciate it at that moment.
Right. She says, I think you should close your mouth, Tom.
Right.
Okay, you'll say, some of the things you say bothers her more.
Yes.
Bring her on.
Yes, let's go, gang.
Bernadette, what bothers you more? Some of the things that Font says, or some of the things that he fails to say?
I'm going to say some of the things that he says.
That's it. You got it. I knew she had it the minute she came on. She started to smile. Absolutely correct. Willie, what will Babs say?
That's probably the easiest question you asked me this week.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
It will be some of the things that I failed to say.
Oh, really? Namely, you want to name any of those things, Willie?
Like, you look beautiful today.
Yes.
I love you tonight. Or, well, you know, a lot of those
Also,
kind
he
of
doesn't give her the tips on the horses either.
No, right.
That's another thing.
I think that probably is a fairly common complaint, Willie. I think that wives have been saying that for a while. Let's see if Babs does. Babs, which bothers you more? Some of the things that Willie says, or some of the things that he fails to say?
There is no way William can miss this, because he has a nickname that isn't used very often anymore, the silent shoe. There'll be some people who remember that. He talks more than he used to, but he doesn't talk nearly enough to me.
So it's the things that he fails to say.
Right.
That's right. That's what he said. You're right. Babs and Willie. Bernadette and Fawn are right. They split the pot at halftime. Fellas, if you will step to the rear, we will bring the ladies to the front, and we shall return with the second half of Tattletales momentarily. Do you try to answer these questions at home like I do? It makes for big trouble. What would you say if I said, you know, and then you fall right in the trap every time. We've changed places after halftime. I have the fellas with me. Fellas, this question's worth $150. Here we go. Men, your wife has a very close lady friend, and you find out that that lady is having an affair. Your wife doesn't know about it. Would you tell your wife? They're thinking about it. Your wife has a very close lady friend, and you find out that the lady is having an affair. Your wife, however, doesn't know about it. Would you tell your wife? It's her very close lady friend. Think it over, fellas. We'll find out in a moment. And there they go. And Bernadette will start with Font. What will he do in a case like this?
Boy.
Font, he'd tell me.
He would?
Yeah,
Think
he'd
so,
tell
huh?
me.
Couldn't resist, eh?
No way.
Okay. Does any story come to mind that you'd like to relate to us?
No, I wouldn't want to
No,
do
I
that.
see. You'll pass. But he'd tell you. Let's see if he agrees. Here he comes. Font, a very close friend of Bernadette's is having an affair. You find out about it, and Bernadette doesn't know. You going to tell her about it?
Yes.
That's what she said. You're right.
Did I do okay, babe?
What was that, Font?
I was just asking Bern if I did okay.
You did okay?
Yeah. Oh, you
so
did perfect. Yes, absolutely perfect. Can't do any better than being right. Thank you. Babs, what will Willie say?
Oh, William is a talker, but I think he would tell me.
You think so?
I think we're going to miss this.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. Because he just doesn't gossip, not even to me.
Right. So maybe he wouldn't. Then maybe you should say no.
You don't want me to. You. Oh, okay. You think that I should say that he wouldn't tell me? No, I know everything anyway.
Right. You know what's going on,
Right.
eh?
Okay, then I'll go along with you.
You'll say no. He'll say
You'll
no.
probably be right.
Okay, here he comes. Shh, shh, shh. Don't say a word now. Willie, you find out that a very close lady friend of Babs is having an affair. Would you, but your wife, Babs, doesn't know about it. Would you tell her?
I don't think so. I think that I would...
That's right. That's what she said. Absolutely right. Isn't that?
Good.
You know, that's wild. Willie, that's so unusual because Babs was going to say you would, but the rooting section said, no, he wouldn't. I don't know how they know. What do you know that Babs doesn't know, gang?
I told them.
You're absolutely right. Gene, what will Tom do?
Oh, I don't know. He gossips, but I'll say no.
No, he won't tell you.
He won't.
Okay, all right, let's find out. It's interesting. Let's bring him on. Here he comes. Tom, you find out that a close friend of Gene's is having an affair. Gene doesn't know about it. Are you going to tell her about it?
Well, I've never been very good at keeping secrets. But in this case, I'm afraid I would still tell her.
You would tell her. Sorry about that, Tom. But thank you for playing it honestly. I don't know if you could hear the reaction of the audience there, but they came very nearly blowing that one. But you stuck with your straight answer, and I thank you for that.
You're
However,
welcome, Barry.
Bernadette and Font and Babs and Willie, they get it. They split it in half, and we'll come back with the $300 questions. We have a three-way tie. Don't go away now. Anybody can win this one, obviously. You know, I've used the racetrack analogy so many times at this show with the audience. I've always said, you know, if you go to a racetrack and you bet $2 and you win $2, you're thrilled, right? Well, that's what's happening here today. People are not betting anything and they're still winning, and they're used to betting on Willie and winning. Here we go, fellas. This question is worth $150. We are tied. We have a three-way tie. Two of the major events coming up in 1976 are the presidential campaign and the Olympics. Which of these two events do you think you'll spend more time watching on television? Interesting question. Two of the major events coming up in 1976 are the presidential campaign and the Olympics. Which of these two events do you think you'll spend more time watching on television? Okay? Off you go, fellas, and think about it. We'll come back in a moment. I think there's probably a fairly logical answer in there somewhere. Babs, what will Willie say?
Oh, that's easy.
Is it?
Sure, because we're very sports-minded. So we'll definitely be watching the Olympics.
You'll watch more of the
Yeah, well, if I have my way, I'll be watching it from where it's happening. Isn't it Innsbruck?
No, well, yes, Innsbruck
Yeah.
and also Montreal.
Right.
Both places.
Right.
Okay. If you have your way, you'll
Yeah.
be there in person. Boy, me too. Okay, here comes Willie. Shh. Willie, which will it be now? Those two big events are going to be on television a lot. Which do you think you'll spend more time watching, the Olympics or the presidential campaign?
Well, I vote, you know, and I like the president and all that, but I'm more interested in the Olympics, to be honest with you.
That's what Babs said. You got it. All right. Here we go, Gene. What'll Tom say?
The Olympics.
Really? Oh, gosh. Here we go. Looks like a three-way sweep, so almost, doesn't it? Here he comes. Shh. Tom, what'll it be? You're going to have to make your choice between the presidential campaign and the Olympics. Which will you watch more of on television?
I think I've made this very easy for my wife.
Oh, really?
I'm the world's biggest sports nut. I would watch the Olympics.
That's it. You got it. You know what? Tom, something just crossed my mind. Now we have, am I right? Were you a tremendous White Sox fan?
Cub fan.
Cubs. I knew it as I said it.
Boy, you don't know Happy Days, you don't know Cubs.
Hey, we haven't talked about baseball in 13 years.
No, we haven't.
But I remember talking about it. You're absolutely right. Bernadette, what will Font say?
This is a little difficult for me, but I'm going to go with the bunch and say Olympic.
You say the Olympics.
Yes.
But it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
Because he's interested in politics as well.
Yes, he is, very much. And he's into sports and health and the whole trip. So I'm going to say Olympics.
You say Olympics. Okay. I think we're gambling here. Here we go. Shh. Font, which will it be? You got to make your choice. What are you going to watch more on television, the presidential campaign or the Olympics?
I've got to go with the Olympics.
That's it. Everybody gets it. We still have a three-way tie. All right, here we go, fellas. We're going to go right on. This question will be worth $300, and boy, this is going to break the tie, I think. Here we go. Men, if it were possible today to take a commercial flight to the moon, would both of you do it? I'll say it again. You've all got $200 so far. If it were possible today to take a commercial flight to the moon, would both of you do it? Both of you. Think it over, fellas, and then we'll decide this one. Off they go, and we'll go right down the line, Babs. Would Willie and you go?
Yes, very definitely. He'll say both of us. Because
Really?
William wants to be first on the moon to get, of the people other than the astronauts, he wants to the racing concession.
That's here we come from Pimlico on the moon. Okay, you'll say yes. You'll both go. Let's bring him on. Willie, if it were possible to fly, take a commercial flight to the moon, would you and Babs go?
Definitely.
That's it. That's what she said. You got it. All right. Thank you, Willie. Gene, what will Tom say?
No.
No, you wouldn't go?
No.
Would one of you want to go?
I have no desire to go.
No interest, huh?
No.
Yeah,
And
well,
he would rather watch it on television.
Right. We've established that, haven't we? Okay, you'll say no. You wouldn't go. Let's bring Tom on, see what he says. Tom, what are you going to do? Commercial flights, leaving every day for the moon. Would both of you want to go?
Not a chance.
That's it. You got it. Well, as the old expression goes, that's what makes horse racing, gang.
I don't even like to fly to Pittsburgh.
Bernadette, what's Font going to say?
Now, I know he would want to go, but me,
So?
because he would want to go, I want to go with him, so I'd say yeah.
So you'll say yes. The both of you would do it. Oh, boy, here we go. Shh, not a word now, gang. Font, what are you going to do? Commercial flights are available to go to the moon. Would the both of you go?
Yes.
Right! You got it! That's it! Everybody got it. Three-way tie. Everybody wins. We'll come back in a moment. I'll let you know how much they won. How about it? Doesn't happen very often. See you in a moment. Hello! We had a three-way tie today. Everybody won $300. We had $1,000. Each three rooting sections, all three will divide $1,900. Not bad. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tattletales. Bert Conley saying so long!
This is Gene Wood speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program has been edited for broadcast. Stay tuned for Give and Take next over most of the CBS stations.